In the southern part of Bogotá, nestled in a quiet, run-down neighborhood, a group of 150 children have found an hogar, a home, under the protective love of Sister Valeriana Garcia Martin. When asked how we can help meet her practical needs, Sister replies, "I will always need diapers and food, but most importantly, just come and love my children." This year, we brought an opportunity for creativity. With the generosity of many people of very different backgrounds, we brought digital cameras for the children, hoping to provide a voice for the voiceless.
The day I met Yuli, I went to observe an art session. The kids were all sitting at tables painting, except Yuli. Yuli was painting images on a 4-foot-tall white cross. Her designs depicted life at the hogar. I was amazed at the color and the beauty of her artwork. Yuli was very pleased when she noticed me admiring her work. Although she didn't or couldn't speak, we connected through our smiles and my praising her work and taking lots of photos. Later that day, Yuli came, all smiles, and presented me with original work of art. I also learned that she stole Dolce's granola bar.
Settling on Beatrix Potter, we got all hands on deck to draw, chalk, and finally paint the little bunnies mural in the main courtyard of the orphanage. 2 days into the project, Sister Valeriana checked in and was overjoyed by the beautiful mural. Sister then ordered 5 more walls whitewashed so that we could do other murals. This time we recruited other children at the orphanage who could not go to school due to their medical challenges. Even children with no hands picked up paintbrushes to help.
I went into a large room and there was music playing and some workers busy getting ready to feed the kids. I saw a boy of about 10 or 11 lying on a mat. Only he had moved and most of his body was off the mat and on the floor. So I went to move him back to his mat. As he felt my touch, he quickly scrambled up me, climbing me, and in seconds we were face to face. I could tell that although he couldn't see me nor speak to me, he was just waiting for someone to love. And I was just introduced to Jorge. I was working on a painting of a mural. Some kids were sitting on a little wall watching me. In an effort to amuse and entertain them, I was singing and being silly. I sang every Disney song I could think of. They seemed to like A Whole New World. After I had outlined the mural I was working on, I asked the kids in my horrible Spanish, "¿Quieres pintar conmigo?" I think it means, "Do you want to paint with me?" Miraculously, they understood me and lined up while I handed out the extra brushes to them. Jennifer, blind in one eye, Juan Pablo, Sandra, who's deaf, all eagerly grabbed a paintbrush. Nitza stood in line with her hands out, except it was very obvious that she had no fingers on either hand. She didn't seem to see the obstacle, she just saw the opportunity. I held out the brush handle and she managed to hold on to it, and I held the can of bright blue paint. While Jennifer and Sandra painted the trees and Juan Pablo painted the hills, Nitza painted the ocean. Not only did she leave her creative, beautiful mark on the wall, but also on my heart.
This story would not be complete without honoring the life of Ruth, a 9-month-old baby who passed away on our final day at the hogar. It was painfully ironic that it was during our fiesta that Ruth, suffering from spina bifida, died. Ruth had been abandoned by her mother at the hospital when she became aware of the severity of her child's defects, and Sister Valeriana took her into the hogar shortly thereafter. When I met Ruth, her skull had just split open from pressure created by fluid in her brain, and her vitals rapidly declined. On that last day, I snuck away from the fiesta during the movie and found many staff workers and Sister Valeriana crowded around Ruth's tiny crib. Sister was bent over little Ruth, praying quietly and stroking her hand, which was white as a sheet and about the size of a postage stamp. I thought about the circumstances in which Ruth would have died had it not been for the sister and the environment of love, care, and acceptance that she had established at the Hogar. And yet, against all odds, she was here, surrounded by love and passing with dignity. I decided that I could not let this child's life go in vain, and that each day forth I would do my best to live as fully as possible.